What up, you guys? Today I'm gonna do a tutorial on how to create the intro I made for my music videos. The reason I'm doing this is because I got lots of requests too, and also because I have 100 subscribers since this day, so that's cool. This is what we're gonna be creating. Now, I created in After Effects, so make sure you get the basics of After Effects down. The first thing I did, I add a background, so go to Layer, New, Solid, and make it white, hit OK, and make comp size, and then hit OK. And then you have your background. Next step, we're going to create Layer, New, Solid, make it black solid, make it 720 by 720 pixels, and hit OK. With the ellipse tool selected, double click it to create a perfect circle, and we're gonna scale it up. And once you scaled it up, move it over into the corner here and turn it into a 3D layer. Now in the top view, we're gonna move it forward a bit. I'll explain to you later why. And we're gonna go back to the active view. With the layer select, hit T for the opacity and move it down to 10%. And then you get the pan behind tool and just move the pivot point of the circle a bit off the center, doesn't really matter which way. Next we're gonna animate it. Hit R and alt click the stopwatch next to Z rotation. In the expression box we're gonna type wiggle open parentheses 1,100, and this makes it wiggle with a variety of 100 per 1 second. So close that again. And I'll just show you what it does. Solo this with the background. See, if I drag through time, you see that it kind of does that. Okay, so I'm just gonna delete it because I already have mine. Then you create another one of a smaller circle and two bigger ones that are a bit more to the center. And do the same thing with the wiggle thing, just to create this effect. Okay, with that broken down, we're going to go to the text. Now, I created my characters in Illustrator, but you can also use a font like Bank Gothic, Empty Bold, or whatever, but I'm just going to show you how I created my characters. I'm just going to do the example of the R because this is the one which is most complicated, and I'll do the M as well. The N, I mean. So you create a square and you turn off the fill. Here, turn off the fill, and you make it. You make the stroke like 90 points or whatever, and the corners should be rounded, and the cap should be rounded too. And I don't know, we scale it up a bit. Okay, what I did next, I got the white arrow and I deleted the bottom line, and then I moved this anchor up a bit. I got the pen tool, and if you see this slash next to the pen tool, that means you can continue the line. So you click, hold shift, and you click again, and just move this anchor over until it fills in. Now it's a bit low, so just move it up a bit. And then I got the pen tool again and created the second line here at the bottom. And make sure it intersects with that, Okay, there you go. And you get your R. Now the N is quite easy, really. You create a square and then you get the white arrow tool and just delete the top and bottom line and just create an N and you're done. Okay, so you can do this, or you can just use a basic font, but it was just for the sake of the tutorial to show you this. Okay, back to After Effects. I got a composition here. Wait, let me just get this. And in this composition, I just imported all the letters. So the X, the N, the T, the R, the X, and the X. I'm just gonna break it down one by one. So what you do is you go to the end of the animation and just position the letters, and then you animate backwards. Just a figure of speech. Okay, so the X is in its position here, and let's get the transform. It's in its position here, so you set a keyframe here for position and rotation, and I moved it from the front to the middle of the composition. So let me just show you in the top view. I moved it from the front here to the middle. Okay, so back to active camera, and what I also did, I just rotated it like 106 degrees. So you start at -106 and you rotate it, move it to the front, and bam, it's there. Okay, moving on to the N. What I did with this one, let me see. It just slides in. So you just you see it fades in here. So the opacity is fading from 0 to 100, and it just slides in. That's it. So you move it from here to here. That's basically it. And the T, what does the T? Oh yes, the T also just slides in, but then it also flips. So by the way, to set a keyframe, just click here and keyframe is added, if you didn't know that. So X and T, wow. And moving on to the R. The R is a bit more complex. It's not complicated. So I'll just start at the end of the R. What I did, I made it like a swing, so it swings back and forth, and of course it swings high first and then it goes lower. So you kind of get this idea. And the way to do this is you gotta get the pan behind tool and make sure the pivot point is at the top of the R. Right, and I also just faded this in and then made it swing like that. Just be creative and do your own cool stuff. Okay, the next X, I also moved the pivot point at the bottom of this stem, and I just rolled it in. So again, you start at the end, then roll it back and set a keyframe so it gets into the perfect position. And the last X is really simple. It flips over, so you just move the pivot point to the left side and just flip it over. Okay, so that's basically it. Then I pre-composed it and I added the little plus with the square. Now, as you can see, this also moves from the front to the middle, and well, it's just a move. And then here you see that the rotation, right, let me just bring up the rotation, is animated of the plus, just the plus. So this one can be closed, and I just animated the rotation of all three to make it end like this, so like a plus instead of an X. And what I did, I moved the plus in the square forward, just like a punch, and also a keyframe that. So that's pretty simple. So to the main composition again, I'm just gonna turn this one on. So I pre-composed all that again, so the eccentrics with the plus. And what I did, I created a camera. It's 35mm, just a basic camera. And now comes the part why I put those circles in front. I turn on the depth of field to create a bit of a blur when it zooms in. So you turn on the depth of field and you change the focus to focus on the text. You just gotta do that manually. I can't explain that. You gotta do that in your own way. And the blur level, yeah, just you gotta just change it to what you like. I animated a bit just to make it a bit more extreme, but see what you like. Okay, and then I animated it. It's still here. Wait, let me just show the keyframes. It's still here, and then it zooms in here on the plus. So the plus is in the middle, and that is it really. And then at the end, it zooms in more. So, and then I added for the last frame, I added this black solid because it wasn't completely black. I wanted it to black out, so I just added the black solid to the last frame.